It's now time for some business news. Now, about 60% of Ghana's external debt must be cancelled in order for government to achieve sustainable debt levels by 2035. This projection is being made by the Tax Justice Coalition, which believes that once a significant portion of Ghana's debt is cancelled, government will be able to meet its budget target.
Government is currently seeking an IMF board-level agreement in an attempt to revive the economy. At a press conference, chairman of the Tax Justice Coalition of Ghana, Vitus Azim, commended government for taking concrete steps to widen the tax net, many of which the coalition deems progressive. The coalition, however, wants the government to devise strategic means of collecting taxes.
The GRA too needs to intensify its taxation of the lesser-known taxes, that is, the rent tax, capital gains tax, and gift tax. Even though these taxes are on our tax laws, we hardly collect much from them. The Income Tax Act should therefore be amended to require both the payer and the payee to report the transaction to the GRA on a prescribed form that contains all the required details to enable the GRA pursue the taxes due on such payments. In line with this, property tax should also be adopted as a national tax and not left to the MDS, most of whom are not able to collect it.
Government is currently in talks with its external creditors to restructure its debt. The Tax Justice Coalition therefore estimates that an estimated 60% of Ghana's debt must be written off to achieve sustainable debt levels.
Given the enormity of Ghana's debt levels and the heavy toll of the crisis on the livelihood of many Ghanaians, the Tax Justice Coalition Ghana and its international and local allies are calling for a comprehensive debt restructuring, including the cancellation of significant portions of Ghana's debt in order for the government to be able to meet its annual budget programs. The coalition estimates that to achieve the government or the IMF's benchmarks while continuing to implement government's domestic programs, about 60% of Ghana's external debt must be cancelled in order to achieve sustainable debt levels by 2035.
The coalition is also demanding a reduction in the number of appointees, among other cost-cutting measures.
For the country to successfully come out of its economic crisis and unsustainable debt situation, the government must also drastically cut down the size of the government.